uh, measures of central tendency. So, what is what are the measures of central tendency? Basically, this is just kung tawag dun, these are measures na nagsasabi where the given data is centered. So, usually, yung ginagamit dito are your mean, median, and your mode. So, for each of these measurements, meron tayong dalawang uh, type of data na pag-a-applyan, which are your group and ungroup data. Okay, pero let's go back to mean, median, mode. So, mean is just your arithmetic mean or yung usually na your usual average. So, kunwari, parang 1 plus 2 plus 3 over 3. Nakuha mo dito yung mean ng 1, 2, and 3, which is the middle is just 2. Diba? That's your mean. Now, what about median? Median is your middle data point in an array. Um, for for example, kanina, 1, 2, 3. So, dapat naka-arrange sila in order. Arranged in order, either uh, ascending or descending. And that's your median. That's the meaning of median. So from these three data points, your median is just in the middle, which is just 2. And so that's median. Now, what is mode? Mode is just the wait. Mode is your data point that has the most occurrence. Most number of occurrences. So, for example, you have 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 5. How many times na nag-occur yung 1? Once lang. How about yung 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. How about yung 3? 1, 2. Twice lang. Eh yung 5, 1, 2. Dalawang beses lang. Yung mode is hinahanap natin kung aling data point that uh, has the most number of occurrences, which is 2. May apat na beses na nag-occur. So that's mode. So in essence, that's the uh, summary of what mean, median, and mode are. Okay. So let's start with mean. In a data point, um, mean is the most commonly used measure of central tendency. When we speak of average, we always refer to the mean. And mean has two types. You have the um, population mean and your sample mean. Population mean is denoted by mu, and it has the formula, the summation of x, that's 1 over big N times the summation of x. While your sample mean, denoted by x bar, has the formula 1 over small n times your summation of x. Now, ano pinagkaiba ng big N tsaka small n? Big N is your total number of observations in the population, while small n is just the same thing, total number of observations, but not in the population, but in the sample. And so those are the two types of mean. Now, let's have an example. Let's write it as example 1. Okay. Our researcher collects data on the ages of recipients of doctoral degree in science and engineering, and his study yields the following: 37, 37, 4, 28, 43, 44, 36, 41, 33, and 27. Now we are going to find the mean of this data set. So since this is um, a collected data, so it is a sample. So we will use the notation export. And again, the formula is just 1 over n times the summation of x. And your x's are these numbers. Kung ano man yung na-collect na data, those are your x's. Okay, so plugging in, how many data points are there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 data points. So that's 1 over 10 times the summation of the x's. We have 37 plus 37 plus 24 plus 28 plus 43 plus 44 plus 36 plus 41 plus 33 plus 27. Now, can someone give me the sum on the sum of the x's? Someone type in the chat the sum of these 10 numbers. These 10 numbers. Okay, for now, you can use your calculator, but in the actual
350 po.
Okay, 350. Tama. You can use your calculator for now, but sa exam, bawal daw. Okay, so the sum of your x's is 350 over 10, and that will lead us 35. So for this example, your x bar is 25, or your mean is 25, is 35 rather. Okay, so this is for um ungroup data. For example 2, we'll have group data. So how do we find the mean of a group data? So we have steps in finding the group mean. So first is to find the midpoint of each class and place them in a separate column. Next is to multiply the frequency times wait, your midpoint is denoted by x sub m, and frequency times your midpoint. And we place them again in a separate column, or maybe not. And then 3 is just to find your summation of your f times m sub x. And then step 4 is just to find your group mean, which is just um, summation of f times m sub x over n, where n again is your number of observations in the sample. Okay, so to grasp this better, we will have an example. Okay, next page na lang. So we have a class boundary, or class boundaries, and your frequency. Okay. So the given class boundaries are 52.5 to 63.5, and it has a frequency of 6, 63.5 to 74.5. Wait, sulat ko lang to ng mabilisan. 96. Ayan, so this is our example. So what we're going to find is the mean of this class boundary, of this group data. So again, let's do the steps. So step 1 is find the midpoint of each class. Uh, it's just gonna put it right over here. Frequency is your f. Dito, x sub m. That's your midpoint. Now, midpoint is just given by the formula upper limit plus lower limit all over, or just the average of your upper and lower limit. Okay, so for the first class boundary, your upper limit is 63.5 and your lower limit is 52.5, and then we divide that by 2, and then we have 63.5 plus 52.5, which is 116 divided by 2, which is 58. So your x sub m on the first uh, class boundary is 58. Now for the second one, I have 74.5 plus 63.5. I have 138 divided by 2. That's 69. And so on. That's you're gonna do for the rest of the class boundaries. And we can find that the the midpoint, the class midpoint for the succeeding class boundaries are um it's 80, 91, 102, and then 113. Okay. Um, so yung first step, that's to find the midpoint of each class. And the next step two is to multiply your f times m sub x. Okay. So that's gonna be another column right over here. And then that's multiplication. Okay, so that's just 6 times 58. Ganun lang. 6 times 58 is 348. Then 12 times 69, have 828. 12 times 80 is 2000, and so on. And so, kumpletuhin ko lang yung the rest of the table. It's 18 times 91, that's 1638. And then 14 times 102, it's 1428. And then 5 times 113 is 565. Okay, so that's for step 2. Now, what is step 3? We're just going to uh, get the sum of ito, sum of all f times m sub x. I'm just gonna make a space sa baba. Okay. So, it's basically just finding the sum of this column. So, wait. Ano lang yan? 348 plus 828 plus 1,000. Can someone give me the sum? Can someone type in the chat yung sum nito? Plus 565. Ayan. 348 plus 828 plus 2000 plus 168 plus 1428 plus 565.
5,007.
Pardon? What's the sum? 5,007. Wait, let me double check. I got 6,807. Ayan, tama. We have six 6,807. Okay, so that's your step three. And then what's your step four? Step four is just to divide that sum by n. So what is n? N is just your summation of your frequencies. That's 6 plus 12 plus 25 plus 18 plus 14 plus 5. And if we simplify that, we get uh, we get 80. Ayusin ko lang. Your n is 80. Therefore, your mean or your x bar is your summation of f times m sub x over n, which is 80. That's 6807 over 80, which is approximately, or which is equal to 85.0875, or approximately 85. Yan, tama. 85 point. Tama si Aaron and Anika. Okay, so that's how you get the mean for group data. Okay, so let's have a 3-minute break. We will resume on at 8:40 p.m. Then we will discuss median naman. Hi everyone, I'm back. So let's proceed with the discussion. And next, we will discuss median. Wait lang, give me a sec.
Yun. Mika, rinig mo ako?
Yes,
Can you point dun sa table kanina?
here.
Yan. So, a bit of explanation lang pala for those asking if like, getting ba sa test, need ba namin mag-compute ng ganito kahaba? So, two case scenarios kasi yan. So, first is, there's a chance na parang, for example, may one line dyan na missing or maybe two or single points lang. Tapos, i-ask kang i-compute. So, ang important dyan is, alam nyo yung formula and process. But if ever may missing is, kaya nyo siyang daling i-compute. And there's also a chance na wala yung buong table na yan. Tapos, parang consecutive questions like for example four consecutive points na same problem tapos iba-iba yung hahanapin sa table. Hindi lang kasi laging yung dulo yung hinahanap din, laging yung mean lang. Maybe what's the upper limit of the third class based on certain restrictions. So you need to remember the formula but mostly is the process kasi kailangan niya talaga yan. Hindi siya basta tinuro namin dito na parang di naman magagamit. Kasi either yun nga, may missing points or sunod-sunod na questions about the entire competition nito. Kaya mahalaga tong i-memorize nyo na to and practice nyo na what if wala calculator, paano nyo siya magagawa ng mabilisan. Yun lang. Good luck.
Yes, tama. Uh, it depends kung ano yung lalabas, but you should know the process of how to get mean for group data. Okay, so let's proceed with our topic on median. Oh, median, wala naman siyang specific na formula. But wala siyang specific na formula for ungroup data, yung nakalista. Pero for group data, we have the following um, steps. Group. So as we all know, median is just the midpoint of the data array. And for group data, this is how we get it. So step one is to uh, make make a column for your cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is just your the summation of your frequencies that precede with the class boundary. Later, mas maiintindihan natin yan. And then second step is uh, divide n by 2. So just divide n by 2. And then third step is locate the median or find the median class. And then fourth step is this formula, is to use this formula. M-E median, or also known as MT. The formula is N over 2 minus CF over F times W plus L sub MT. Right? It's a bit long, pero later, mas maintindihan natin to with an example. Pero, ah, dissect muna natin 'tong formula na 'to, kung ano ba yung N, ano yung CF, ano yung F. So, N is just your uh, sum of frequencies, yung parang kanina lang. Your CF is your cumulative frequency uh, of the class preceding, wait, preceding the median class. Your F is just your frequency of the median class, and W is your class width. That's C. W is your class width, and L sub MB, that's your lower limit of the median class. So that's for uh, group data, getting the median of a group data. Pero as a basic, let's do let's find the median of an ungrouped data muna. Okay, so example 3 of ungrouped. So we are given these um, data points: 135, 121, 119, 116, 130, 121, and 131. Now, how do we find the median of this ungrouped data set? So, first is just to arrange the data in order, either ascending or descending, but in most cases, preferably, or in most tutorials out there, ginagawa nila is to arrange them in ascending order. So let's just do ascending. So what is the smallest one? Arranged order. Alin dito yung pinaka maliit? That's 116, di ba? And then we can cross out para di na natin ma di na tayo dito. And then next is 119, di ba? 119. Then we can cross that out. Then next, we have dalawang 121. And then we have 130. Then 131. Then 135. Okay, so that's the arranged order of your data set. And to find the median, we just have to select the middle value. So one thing we can go about this is to uh, count how many numbers are there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have 7 data points, alin doon yung middle? Eh di yung pang-apat, di ba? So, our median would be 121. Pero other ways to find the middle number is to start from the outer numbers, kunwari 116 and 135. And then, i-cross out natin yan. and then the next number beside it. Well, 119 and 131, then 121 and 130, and then we are left with 121. So therefore, this is your median. Ayan. So that's for ungroup. Pero that's not always the case. Nagsakto lang kasi na we have odd numbers of data points. What if we don't have an odd number of data points? What if we have even numbers? Okay, so let's have another example. This is for odd, and then this is for even. Alright, so we are given these data points 415, 415, 398, 402, 400, 420, 415, 407, and 425. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 data points. Ayun. Again, let's arrange the data in ascending order. So, ano ba pinakamaliit dito? That's 398. And then, let's cross that out. Next is 400. And then, 402. Then 407. And then 415, 415, 420, 425. Just to save us time, hindi naman natin kailangan i-cross out lahat. Basta makita na lang natin yung order, that's fine. Okay, so we have 8 data points. What if we do yung kanina, yung method kanina na cross out natin to, and then this, and then this, and then after cross outing 6 numbers, we are left with these two numbers sa gitna, 407 and 415. So, paano yan? What we can do is to get the mean or the average of these two numbers. Your median then becomes 407 plus 415 over 2. Get the average. Can someone type in the chat or unmute themselves kung what is,
822.
pardon?
822.
Yung numerator, right? Your the
Yes
sum
po.
822 over 2. How much is this? 411 po kayo na
415.
answer. Yes, tama. Tama si Laika, Aaron, and Anika. The median is 411. Okay, so uh that's how you get the median for ungrouped data set. Pero I found na may shortcut din pag ganito. So if n is even, your median is the mean of your nth, ay, wait, your n over 2 point plus n over 2 plus 1. And if n is um your n is odd, your median is the um round round up n over 2. So what does this mean? Okay, so let's go back with our example. So, ito, n is even. Your n, if your n is even, your median daw is the mean of the nth, n over 2 and n over 2 plus 1 points. Pero yung titig natin dapat is the arrange order. Your n is 8, di ba? And n equals 8. So n over 2 is 4 and n over 2 plus 1 is 5. So we will get the fourth and fifth smallest data points. So what is our fourth smallest? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 407. Ano yung fifth? Yung kasunod lang nun. It's 415. And then we get their uh, mean. So we have 411. So ganun lang mas madali kapag kunin yung median ng even number of observations. What if you have odd number of observations? Sabi dito, your median is the uh, round up of the n over 2 na smallest data point. Your n is, yung example natin dito kanina, your n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Your n is 7. So n over 2 is 3.5. And then we get the round up. If we get the round up, that would be 4. Diba? So we will just get the um, fourth smallest data point. From here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Kung ano yung 4, yun na yung median natin, which is 121. So our median is 121. Okay, so that's an easier way or faster way to get the median for even and odd number of observations. Okay, so we're done with ungrouped data set. So next we will move on to group data set naman. Yung with this, yung formula na to. We will make use of that now. Sample number, ilan na to? 5. This is for group. Okay, so um kailangan natin yung kanina, yung table natin kanina. We will just copy this example. Let's get the median of this example. Ayan. Wait, I need more space sa ano, sa right side. Ayan. Okay, so step one. Step one is make a column for cumulative frequency. Okay, let's make a column for cumulative frequency daw. And then we will complete this column. So for cumulative frequency, una, i-copy lang natin yung first. And then next, we get, i-copy natin yung first plus i-add na, then i-add natin yung frequency sa pangalawa, which is 6 plus 12 or 18. And then, ganun ulit, 18 plus the frequency of the third class, which is 25. And that's 43. And then 43 plus 18, that's 61. 61 plus 14 is 75. And then 75 plus 5 is 80. Okay, so ganun lang yung pagkuha natin ng cumulative frequency. And we're done with step 1. What is step 2? Get n over 2. What is Rn over 2? Yung kanina, yung n natin is, ano ulit yun? N is 80. N equals 80. Therefore, Rn over 2 is just 80 over 2, which is 40. And ganun lang kadaling step 2 natin. Step 3. Find the median class. So, ano nga ba ang median class? Paano natin hahanapin yung median class? Yun yung um, silbi nitong n over 2 natin. With n over 2 equals 40, we will find the class that contains the 40th value using our cumulative frequency column. So, saan ba nakalocate yung 40th value natin or 40th data point? Yun yung kung alin dito, kung aling cumulative frequency bago siya lumagpas. Okay, gets? So, kunwari dito sa 43, hindi pa siya yung 40th nasa loob nitong 43. So, our median class then is the third. 1, 2, 3. We have the third class boundary. This is our median class. Okay, so nahanap na natin yung median class natin. Then we proceed with step 4. That is to use our formula. So, paano nga ba gamitin tong formula na to? Okay, so, again, uh, our median, the formula is n over 2 minus cf over f times w plus L sub m t I. So, substitute natin isa-isa. What is n over 2? N over 2 na-solve na natin. That's 40. And then, what is CF? Ano ulit yung CF? CF, cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. Cumulative frequency daw ng class bago ng median class. Ano nga ba yung median class natin? Ito, 74 to 85. Kunin daw natin yung cumulative frequency bago nun. You have 43, di ba? And bago nun is 18. So, this is our CF. This is our CF. 18. And then, our F. Ano ulit yung F? Frequency of the median class daw. Ano yung frequency ng median class natin? Ito lang yon 25. That's our F. And then we multiply the class width. Paano nga ulit kunin yung class width? That's just the difference between your upper limit and your lower limit. So, kada class, pare-pareho sila ng class width dapat. So, kunwari, pag kinuha ko yung class width nung una, 33.5 minus 52.5, na makukuha ko dito ay 11, right? Dapat ganun din yung iba. Kunwari, okay, gamitin natin yung median class natin. 85.5 minus 74.5, that's also 11. Our class width is constant or the same for all class boundaries. Since we got 11 as our class width, let's substitute that. And then, ano nga ba yung L sub MD? Again, your L sub MD is lower limit of the median class. Ano yung ano yung lower limit ano yung median class ulit natin? That's eto 74.5 to 85.5. Pero kukunin daw natin yung lower limit. That's your L sub MD. That's 74.5. 74.5. Ayan. So, let's just simplify this one and can someone type in the chat kung ano yung median natin for this group data. Okay, so 40 minus 18 is 22. Ayan, can someone type in the chat kung ano yung median natin, yung final answer. Up to 2 decimal places. 84.18. 84.3 daw, sabi ni Anika. No, up to two decimal places. Okay, so the answer is actually 84.18. Okay, so tama si Fatima, Laika, and Aaron. And also Anika, pero naka ah round off lang siya to one decimal place. Okay, so our median for this group data is 84.18. Okay. So, ganun lang kadali yung pagkuha natin ng ah median. That's okay, Anika. At least malapit ka. Okay, so um let's proceed with the last one, which is mode. Wait lang. Okay. Again, in essence, in on group data, your mode is your the highest number of occurrence in a given data set. Pero what if sa ano naman, sa group data? Well, that's a different story. Ano ba natin kukunin yung mode for group data or yung may mga class interval or class boundaries? Okay, so uh, we just we have this formula mode or sometimes denoted as MO. That's just L sub MO plus D1 all over D1 plus D2 times W. So, ano nga ba itong mga variables na to? So, L sub MO is just your lower limit of the model class or the class that has the most uh, frequency. That's your model class. Has the highest frequency. And then again, W is just your class width. Ano naman tong D1 and D2? D1 is just the uh, difference of your frequency of your model class minus frequency of the preceding class. And D2 is your frequency of the succeeding class minus your frequency of the model class. Okay, so this one is quite easier than your median class. So, okay, we will make use again of the same um example, pero this time all we need is the class boundary and your frequency columns. Okay, so this is example 6. Okay, so gagamitin lang talaga natin yung formula in getting the mode. Pero i paano ba natin paano ba natin gagamitin yung formula? Okay, so hanapin muna natin yung model class. Again, your model class is the one that has the highest frequency. In this example, which class boundary has the highest frequency? Kita naman natin dito sa frequency, the highest one is 25 and nagbibilong siya sa third class or 74.5 to 85.5. That is our model class. Again, sulat ko lang ulit yung formula ng pagkuha ng mode. D1 over D1 plus D2 times. Okay, so nahanap na natin yung model class natin. And L sub M sub O is just your lower limit of the model class. That is 74.5. Ito, that's your uh, lower limit of the model class. Now, what is D1 again? D1 is frequency of model minus frequency of the preceding. What's our frequency? What's the frequency of our model class? That's 25. Ano naman yung frequency preceding or bago? Bago nung 25. That's 12. Ito yung frequency of the preceding class. So, D1 is 25 minus 12 or equal to 13. And our D2 is frequency of the succeeding class minus the frequency of the model class. Again, ano yung frequency nung um wait, actually kulang to pala. Kailangan to ng absolute value. Kasi dapat D1 and D2 are always positive. Okay, so what's the um what is the frequency of the succeeding class of the model? What is the frequency of the succeeding class? Can someone type in the chat or unmute themselves? Yung hinahanap ko dito is the frequency of the succeeding class of the model class. Yung Ano daw yung frequency nung class na after or succeeding or after daw ng model class natin? Is it 4? Yes, it's 18. Yun yung ah pagkatapos or the one next yung susunod dun sa model class natin. After 25 is 18. So, RD2 is frequency of the succeeding, that's 18, minus the frequency of the model class, which is 25. 18 minus 25 is -7. Pero kukunin natin yung absolute value. So, that's just 7. And then we can substitute these values to the formula. RD1 is 13 and RD2 is 7. And again, yung class width natin is 11. Okay. So let's just simplify this. Can someone type in the chat kung can someone simplify this and type it in the chat? Up to uh sige 2 decimal places na lang. Wait, nawala. Ayan. Alistair says it's 81.65. Uh, the answer is yes, that's correct. It's 81.65. Okay, so that's for getting the mood of group data. Uh, Pasadahan lang natin kung yung pagkuha ng uh, mood for ungrouped data. So, example, may um, dataset tayo na 20, 21, 25, 20, 21, 20, 20, 25, 24, 20, 19, 20, and 18. Ayan. So, one way you can go about this is um, magtali tayo. We have a column for X and a column for R tally. So, and count N. So, kahit ano naman, pero para mas systematic, let's go ascending order. So, yung smallest X natin is 18. Our tally is 1. isa lang siya. So our count is just 1. Then pwede na naman natin i-cross out para mas madali. And then next is 19. Isa lang ulit. So our count is 1. And then next is 20. Our tally is 1 and then another 1 and then dalawa, then dalawa ulit. That's 6. And then next is 21 and 24, 25. Yung 21, meron tayong dalawa. Yung 24, isa. 25, dalawa. Ayan. So, kapag ganito, pag ungroup, this is for ungroup. Our mode is just the one with the highest count. Has the highest count. So from here, our mode is the one that has the highest, which is 6. Highest count 6. And our x, corresponding x for that is, of course, 20. So our mode is 20. How about pag ganito? Kunwari, 10, 8, 7, 10, 6, 8, 10, 5, 12, and 8. Ayan. Okay, so let's do the 3 column again. We have x, tally, and count. Actually, this column is optional lang naman. You can, pwede nyo nang idiretso. Okay, diretso na lang natin for this one para mas madali. So, how many or distinct x's are? 5, 6, 7. Okay, hindi siya nagkasya. Wait lang. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12. So, ilang 5 meron tayo? We only have 1. Oh, ilang 6? Isa lang din. Ilang 7? Isa lang. Ilang 8? We have 3. Tatlo. Ilang 10? We have 3 din. Tatlo din. And 12, we have 1. So, paano pag ganito? The highest count is dalawa. Dalawang magkaiba na x. Or highest count is 3. Pero yung corresponding x nila ay eto, 8 and 10. Paano yan? So, ano yung magiging mode natin? We are not not going to find their arithmetic mean or their average. Our mode is just dalawa as is. 8 and 10. So, dalawa yung mode natin, 8 and 10. In this type of scenario, this one is called bimodal. Pero pag your number of your number of mode exceed 2 or minsan kasi may trimodal pero in general more than 2 is already multimodal. Ayan. So that's for our measures of cen- central tendencies. We have mean, median, mode, and then each um, each measurement has two ways, have group and ungroup. And that's where our discussion ends for today. I thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Miko. Buhay pa ba kayo? Okay, so for tonight, dito na start nung tulad ng sinabi ko sa GC na may system time proper pedagogy. So, bali ang tip talaga namin is, yeah, you can learn from the tutorials, pero maybe you should take note kung ano yung mga tinuturo naming topics. Para even after yung tutorial sessions natin is, you have the guide if ano pa yung mga dapat ninyong aralin. So, bibigyan din kami ng mock exams after this. So, para makapag-prepare din kayo dun sa mock exams or use those exams mismo. Para alam niyo pa if ano pa yung kulang ninyo. Basta ang important is, you know the topics. Para pagdating ng exam is, wala kayong na-miss kasi nadaanan niyo lahat ng topics. Okay, so for those na nandito, maybe we can open our cameras as a take a picture for souvenir ng day 3. Tapos announce namin afterwards sa GC kung kailan yung magiging day 4 natin. Yeah. Hi, Boss Miko. Study comedy. Okay, it's fine. Smile ka na lang kahit